Do you ever feel tired, sluggish, or you're just getting through the day instead of actually living it?
You're not alone. But the good news, small, healthy habits can completely transform your life from the inside out.
Today, we're sharing the habits that changed our health, energy, and mindset, and how you guys can get started on your own journey of wellness today.
Let's start with food. Because what you eat doesn't just affect your waistline, it affects your mood, your energy, and your focus.
We used to grab whatever was convenient, processed fast, and honestly, it was draining. But once we learned to fuel instead of just eat, everything changed. One example is I used to eat a lot of fast food as a comfort thing, just something as a reward to myself.
Especially before we got married.
Yeah, Dre, that helped me change my ways. But so true.
Here's some practical quick tips. Start your day with real food. Protein plus healthy fat equals stable energy. Prep your meals on Sundays so you don't default to junk. Add more color to your plate. So greens, berries, and healthy fat. We have recently started using sweet potatoes for a lot of our recipes, and it just helps us to incorporate a healthy carbohydrate, something that's easy to work with.
Right. And an example of that, we substituted the sweet potatoes for the beans when we make chili, and that's better for overall gut health, but also it's a lot more filling, and that's just a good substitute. Also with coffee, adding MCT oil in it adds that fat, and you feel stability throughout the day instead of like a spike and then drop. So those are two examples that could help you guys if you're interested. If you want more tips, let us know. I remember the first week that I cut alcohol and sugar out of my diet, my energy level doubled, and I didn't have those desires for any of those things anymore.
And healthy eating isn't punishment, it's an investment for your future self.
Movement. We're not saying you need to be a gym rat or run a marathon.
But your body was made to move. And if you move it with intention, it rewards you with clarity, confidence, and energy.
Even walking 20 minutes a day can change your brain. This is something that we've incorporated into our daily routine. And seriously, studies have shown that it can increase your mood, memory, and even lowers anxiety.
Choose what fits your rhythm. Walk after dinner, stretch in the morning, dance in your kitchen, join a class for community.
And you don't need to crush it, you just need to keep moving.
Now, let's talk about something we don't always see, mental health.
There was a time when I was doing everything right on the outside, but inside I was feeling overwhelmed, anxious, and exhausted.
Sometimes your mind needs the same care you give your body. That means stillness, reflection, boundaries, and most importantly, prayer. So here's a few mental health habits. 1, writing down reminders of what you're thankful for. So we actually have this jar of reminders of things that the Lord has done. These are things that we are thankful for, and just is a great exercise activity that Alan thought of a few months back. Every so often we will take a piece of paper, write down something we're thankful for, put it in the jar, and then in the evening or whenever, even if you just have a time where you need some encouragement, you pull out a few of those reminders, and it just resets you. It resets your mind to think about what you're grateful for, and It gives you that heart of gratitude.
And there's a time when it's like you just have a hard day, and it's like, all right, what has the Lord done? All right, I need another one. And we go through the whole jar sometimes. Or even remember one time when Drea was a little upset, and I was like, well, let's get the jar. And
hey, don't tell me. Just kidding.
I don't want to read the... Anyways.
Yeah, I didn't want to read them. I think I threw them all over the place or something. I don't know.
But it's fun. I mean, it's just a really good concept, like something tangible that you can pick up, and it's just good reminders.
Yeah. So a second great tip, having a 15-minute phone-free morning.
Just recently, I think it's been about a couple weeks, but I've cut out all social media. I was going to try to do for a month. It's just mainly the constant scrolling that was really addictive. It's been really good. When I'm out watching people, they're scrolling on their phones, and I'm just sitting looking at the sky. Maybe check my email, but it's like you're not on your phone nearly as much, and it's been really helpful.
And it helps us to focus on creating more content like this instead of just being consumers. Third, a nightly check-in that we do with each other, to see how our day went, and just, how where we're at and how life is going for us each individually. We just recommend for you at least a weekly check-in with someone that you trust. If you don't have a partner, if you're not married, you don't have somebody you can talk to on a daily basis, potentially. The fourth tip is reading a verse or devotional before any screen time.
The strongest people aren't those who push through alone. It's those who know how to rest, reset, and realign. Your habits shape your life, but routines truly give them structure.
Think of routines like rails on a train. They guide your energy so you don't have to think about every little decision.
One of my morning routines, just a sample, is wake up, drink some water, spend some time in the Word, work out, and then go to work.
And then a sample evening routine for me would be powering down all tech, doing some type of skincare routine, quiet time, journaling, potentially reading as well, and then trying our very best to go to sleep at the same time. Doesn't always happen, but we are trying.
All right.
So it's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional.
If a routine gets off track, there's always grace, reset, get going. This is your journey. This life you want. The energy, clarity, confidence, joy, it doesn't come from massive change. It comes from daily decisions.
One choice at a time, one healthy habit at a time, one moment where you say yes to the person you're becoming.
What's one habit that you're going to take on this week?
Comment it below. And if this inspired you, subscribe, join our wellness community. We're on this journey with you. Let's live vibrant. Let's live full. Later.
Bye.